Hi. Happy daylight savings time. I like this one better though. Spring forward doesn't trouble me nearly as much as fall back.
It doesn't trouble me either, but it's so funny because I thought we were cruising on cloud 9 today. Because I'm still on jet lag.
Yeah.
So like I got up at 7 and I was like, oh my God, nobody's awake. And then like 45 minutes later, my sister was like, how's daylight savings time treating you? And I was like, I hate you and I hate today. But no, it's actually going pretty well.
No, it's great. Even just the absolute fakeness of my kids waking up at 8 o'clock today. I was like, they did it. First time ever. Both
That's
of
what
you
I
were
mean.
awake at 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
like,
proud of
Jackie,
them for almost no reason, but I still loved it.
And then comes out Kyle and was like, what happened? Did time change? No wonder I'm groggy when
Kev
it's
was
7:30.
like, I'm exhausted.
I was like, go
the
to
sun's
bed.
out. Everyone's happy. We're taking it and we're running with it today.
Golly dang, Kyle. Way to ruin it. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I like this one better, even though tonight they'll want to go to bed at like 8:30 instead of 7:30, right?
Fallback is just absolutely tragic for parents.
It's
so we'll come to that in a couple of months. But for now, we're grateful. The sun's out early.
Okay, well, we wanted to pop on real quickly. We have such a fun guest today, but as you'll hear in the interview, it's exactly what I wanted it to be, just like the most real, funny, chaotic motherhood conversation. And I never really properly got to intro her, and she deserves an amazing intro. So today we have CJ Hendry on. And you'll hear in a moment how, like, I'll try to intro her, but it just felt so natural that, like, we needed to give her a real one. So anyway, if you don't know who she is this amazing artist. She does hyperrealism drawings that you have to go to her Instagram. They're incredible. But she also does these amazing art exhibits, like installations. She has a flower pop-up that has gotten really popular that now she has like an actual store in New York City, which is awesome if you ever come. I know her from her 10th job of Space Club. Like, she just has so much going on. Her Instagram is such a good follow. You'll see behind the scenes of her art and her installations. She created like a little brand toy for one of hers called a Juju. I mean, the list goes on. But she's also a mom of 3. So this was such a party of a conversation, and we have
That is a perfect way of describing it. Sam just sent me the edit, and I just finished listening to it while my kids were at the playground. I was just listening to it while pushing on the swing. And I was giggling out loud again.
Yeah, we feel so lucky that she's on here, and she's a mother, and she loves talking about motherhood, but in terms of her art and stuff, she deserves a good intro. So we just wanted to give her that before we send you on this amazing conversation, because it's so good.
And the last little bit that we will include is, if you've been around for a while, Sam and I are pretty PC. You're never typically going to see an explicit on the podcast from us. However, CJ has a bit of a colorful mouth, which did give us lots of giggles, actually. And we know at the same time, a lot of you listen to this in the car line, at drop-off, whatever the case may be with kids in the car. So we just wanted to give you a heads up that probably headphones might be required for this if you have little ears around.
Yeah.
Just to give you that little word of caution. But the conversation is such a blast, so fun.
Such a blast.
And we really hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Also, we have studio construction happening at the moment with pallets.
Perfect.
Love it.
It's all happening.
It's just real life, which is what we're trying to capture here.
We're just getting by, okay? Just making. I'm right next to the freight elevator, so,
It's great. We've got AI audio that just makes everything great, so we're going to go with it.
That's rich. That's a rich fucking play from you, cats, let me tell you.
Well, it's Riverside. It's not us.
Can I just say, are we recording?
Yeah, we always record.
Okay, hang on, let me go. So, Samantha, ever since you sent the message to me all those months ago, saying, hey, I think we're going to do the... I've been listening ever since. And well done. Well done to you both. I think your first episode really set up what was happening. Stay at home, working. And it's just so enlightening because, you always think that one side's got it different or better or whatever. And every episode has been really interesting. And I love learning about all the kids and what you guys do during the day. Anyway, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. When I sit and draw, I listen to them. Yeah, whenever there's an episode posted, I love listening to it.
You're so
really,
sweet.
like, it really means a lot because like we said the last time we were chatting at the playground, like, I'm so proud of it, but it's
Yes.
also, like, so vulnerable to just, like, always be talking about yourself. So the fact that you are, like, and, like, I don't know, when we get text messages from people that have positive things, it really makes our day because we're trying to grow this, and it's been a lot of love. Like, it's been a labor of love between the two of us. So thank you.
Congrats.
Thank
Also, are you
you.
recording in your closet? I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
Guys, this is it. This is how it starts. Hell yeah.
Yep. I know. There's no podcast studios in sight, so we're just in
CJ,
the closet for Sam.
Studios are for schmucks, honestly.
Yes.
Like, you know,
Who
those
needs
are for
that?
people with those
We
are for
need a
people who
mic,
know what
and
they're
that's it.
doing.
Yes.
No, those are for people with scripts,
Yeah.
and we don't like that. We don't like
No,
her.
we have no
Bullshit.
scripts ever.
No.
So,
No.
Honestly, I tried recording in my bedroom, but the sound and the lighting, and then I just like, I like my little tiny closet. Like,
No,
It's
it's
great.
so great.
all right. Welcome to We'll Sleep When We're Dead.
We're here.
We're here. We did
We
it.
have CJ. I feel like we've been stalking you, and you made it, and we're thrilled.
Talking you guys. So the fandom is real. I'm just really grateful to be here, and I'm just so excited to talk about just whatever it is you're going to ask, because I usually talk about like work and art, and like that's interesting to a certain extent, but like so much of my life is revolved around the kids and just trying to figure that, you know what I mean? So I've been all I used to listen to for years was birth stories. I've listened to thousands of thousands. I'm not as into it as much as I used to be because I'm done with my babies, but literally would devour anything,
CJ,
good, bad, ugly.
same.
Literally.
What's that podcast called? Isn't it like Birth Story?
Dude, there's so many. The main one I used to listen to was Australian Birth Stories.
Okay.
That's the Aussie one. But then there's another American one. Not as exciting. I didn't love it. Anyway, literally thousands.
Well, isn't it funny to think there's not one birth story that's the
No.
same?
That's
Everyone has a unique experience, which is
You know what's embarrassing? I didn't go to any birth classes because I was like, oh, I've listened to birth stories. Like, is that
same.
Like, literally, I listen to podcasts. I was like, that should be good.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
but
like, however it comes
here's
out.
an embarrassing story about that. So I did not go to one class, and my first one was a C-section, and so they planned to do another C-section for the second. And I get there, and the doctor, who I had never met, just was the doctor on call, was like, "Hey, there's no reason you can't try for a VBAC. Want to go for it?"
But she
So I'm like, "Sure, yeah." So I'm literally
just
texting
on the fly.
on the fly,
No,
texting Sam, and I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure, like, when am I supposed to ask for an epidural? When's this supposed to happen?" And it was a nightmare that ended in a C-section. So just, one should have just stuck with the plan is essentially where I'm at.
Isn't that just a metaphor for life and kids? It's like there's a plan and it's like, come on. Like, that's just not it,
No.
Like,
CJ, I actually wrote into the birth story podcast all of my birth stories and never got accepted because I was the same. For 7 years, I was so obsessed with birth. I still think one day I want to be a doula because
I think you could be a doula.
No, oh my God, no,
She's
guys,
good.
you need to have an episode of just birth stories and just like how birth stories and like, are your kids the kids that came out of you?
Yeah.
Is that what they like? And is that what they've been like since day one? Do you know what I mean? Like,
great idea.
So true.
You have
They
the
are.
That
podcast.
is.
I'll listen. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
I mean, that is like Piper in a nutshell. Now that you
Literally.
say that, I'm like,
Yeah.
she's been like this since the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like that.
Oh
That's
my
a great
gosh.
idea.
Oh, I'd love
Okay.
to listen to that. Anyway, yeah.
Well, quick little intro. If people have been living under a rock and don't know who you are an artist.
And they should be
A lot of
fired.
people, like it's just because you somehow I've like swept you up into my scheming, and you think that everyone knows, but not that many people do. But okay.
Yeah, but here's what's funny. That's ironic because Sam said she had met you, and I was like, stop. I was like, how have you met CJ? And I'm just like this little girl from Indiana. So how would I know your cool amazingness?
That's weird.
But it's because of because I work in the food industry and you have all these amazing collabs.
Yeah.
So you are in the ecosystem for a lot of people,
That's
CJ.
Well,
and
which
you're
is-
just cool.
Which is at such a small, I love when the world gets small for us because when I had texted you, CJ, to be on, which two things. First of all, one thing I want to talk to you about is like you like
ooze realness. And in New York City, it's like intoxicating. It's hard to find that for me in New York City. And just being in our like 5-second pickup question, you're just real. And I try to be that way. And I don't know. I love that. But anyway, so first of all, thank you for being real. But second, I just cold emailed you that text. I was like, I'm just going to give it a go. But at that same time, I had not even told Lucy I knew of you. And I actually knew of you through Space Club. I'm sorry, I'm not super in the art world. Like space is how I got to know you.
Yeah.
But Lucy literally responded, oh my God, I just was looking into her work at the ice cream place. What was it, Luce?
It was when you did your collab with Jenny's.
Ice cream.
Yes. I had just been following that and just thought it was the coolest thing ever.
All within like the month. Like she's looking into Jenny's. I found out like, so anyway, thank you so much.
We love Small World.
Well,
we
love Small World. Welcome and I feel very grateful to be on here because I've all I want to do is talk about parenting. That's all I want to do. Like even I'll like sideswipe when I like perhaps I'm doing a podcast or whatever it is, interviews. It's like, it's always related to the kids. They're like, how did this idea come up? I'm like, I have 3 kids in my house. Why are you asking me that question? If you had that many children in your house, you would know why I had this idea. Like, come on. Anyway.
Okay, well, I was going to do like a quick little rapid fire questions like for you to answer. But honestly, because we're talking about kids, let's just start there. Yeah. I would love to know because I have done a lot of research on you just to like learn more about your career. And I agree with you. So much of your podcast, your story is very unique. So for people who don't know it, they should go listen. Like the fact that you were just like F school is so inspiring to somebody who's like such a rule follower. Like that's so cool that you were able to do that. Your work is unbelievable. I can't imagine how you can do what you do. But I would love to know in all of that, where did the kid conversation happen? How did you kind of fit that in? Did you just always know you wanted it? Because now all of a sudden you have 3, which is 100.
Three's 125 kids. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure anyone listening would also like, I'm sure have a similar answer. Like, when do you really know you're ready? I'll be honest, I was not. Maybe I'm still not. Maybe I am a bit now, but I certainly wasn't like a particularly maternal person. You know how like some people like, I had babysitting jobs and I looked after kids. I'm like, I had never even witnessed a kid before. All I know, like I'd observed children at the shopping center and probably been one of those like really judgy parent people being like, shut that little shit up and get the fuck out of my face. Like, you know, so I'd always worked in bars and restaurants. I'd never really looked after a child. And then my husband and I, you know, like he's one of 5. I'm just one of 2, my sister and I, and we just assumed that we were going to have kids. Like I was like, okay, cool. I had some friends who were starting to have kids and a few who had been trying for a long time. So I was like, you know what? I'd been on the pill for probably like 15 years, like ages. So I conceived at maybe 31 and had Ellis at 32. So I'd been on the pill since I was like 13. So I was like, oh my God, if we're going to try and have kids, I reckon I'm not even going to be able to get pregnant, right? So I'm like, fuck, let me get off this thing and let me just give my body a couple of years to kind of, you know, feel how to be a person in the world again. And I was like, oh, it'll take us years. And lo and behold, I was fortunately, and I know I say this with a certain amount of hesitation, but it was fortunate. It just happened first go. And I was like, shit, I thought I had another couple of years to wrap my head around it, but it wasn't. I was like, fuck. I'm like, we're definitely not ready for this. What are we doing? I'm like, this is the growth. Like, we're trying to build shit. And it was just before COVID. I don't quite remember. I think we just conceived just as the world was learning about what
shutting
this work
down.
Yeah. And I was like, we're not ready. And this is when we're trying to grow a business. Lewis was trying to start a business. And I'm like, we can't bring a kid. Like, how does this all work? So that's kind of how it started. Not at all like, okay, let's get married and have kids. I was like, I guess we should try because I'm sure it's going to take ages. And then by accident, I was like, fuck, I don't want this now. But I'm like, here we are.
Okay, and is that similar to Ellis? Like, is that like, does that jive with the personality of that babe?
Ellis is the word more. I don't quite know how to explain it. He's not bad or naughty. There's elements of that, I'm sure, but he's just more. And I can't quite put my finger on. I could give a million micro stories of the word more for this young man. He is delicious and bold and colorful and energetic, and he doesn't sit still. And we just had a parent-teacher interview one-on-one with his teachers being like, what do we do with this boy? I'm like, heavens, I don't know. Like, you know, they're like, he doesn't sit still. He doesn't want to learn. And we can't engage in him. And I'm like, so.
Captured in a word is really interesting because I'm like, how more? I'm like, I kind of want to do that exercise for my kids. I have no idea.
We built Space Club with Ellis in mind. We needed somewhere in winter. Sorry, I'm just talking. Is that okay if I just talk?
Please do.
This is it. This is how we go.
This is us. This is us. No framework.
Just in context, I'm like, we would go to the library. I would try and go to anywhere in the winters, or even sometimes during the normal summer times. I was like, we just need something, like anything else to do. He was running, sprinting at 9 months. At the park, there's a girlfriend of mine, Denise, who also has a son. Not going to name, who also has a son, very similar to Ellis, very similar. And like, we locked eyes across the park. I've never met this woman before, and I'm like, we're gonna be friends because like we have the same kid in our house, and we have been friends ever since. And and it's just like, we've got that kid in our house, and is he a boy or is he just this person? But now that I have two others, I'm like, no, Ellis is more. Like, if we just had the two girls, I would be that judgmental parent being like, could you just
control your son?
Why is he hitting that person at the park? Like, yeah, we've got that kid. So it's like, I've got a huge amount of compassion when I see people really struggle. I'm that mum who's always struggling, panicking places with one's doing this, one's doing a cartwheel over there, one's just crossed the street when it was red. And I'm like, fuck, holy shit, why is it so hard for me?
Why is it so hard?
Why is it
and
so
they're
hard?
they're not controllable. That's just like the reality, which is
okay. Well, I'm
hard.
glad you mentioned space because that was one of my quick questions for you. Because I know it's very niche for Brooklyn and New York, but like it is gold. Like when I tell you I have my 3 kids now, you've probably seen them. We live at space. It is something that entertains my once 1-year-old, now 3, all the way to 7. We go there 3 times a week. During this winter, we'll post up on a Sunday for hours. They've never asked to leave. We asked them to leave. And I think I heard you in an interview, but it was a long time ago, the idea of space for kids. So obviously space for Brooklyn is niche, but for people that aren't here, like what was that idea behind it? Because it's just like it's an entertainment enough, but it's not so specific where they get bored. It's just, I just find it magical to like offer that for other moms out there who have that kid, but don't have Space Club. Like, what is it about space, you think?
What is it about space? Space? God, I could get into more philosophical things as like the nuance behind all the little things we've done. But as a whole, the nuts and bolts it's an indoor kids playground, right? You need somewhere to go with your kids. What I was noticing, and I'd never obviously entered an indoor kids playground since before I have kids. Why the fuck would you go to a playground if you don't have kids? Like, it's like you have no reason to go to an indoor playground. And all of a sudden when you got a kid in your house, you're like, fuck, you need something else.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to a few around the area, and I was just like, is this it? It was small, a little bit crampy. And I was like, we need something bigger. Certainly for Ellis, he would run and then we'd get kicked out, or and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And it's like, it's not big enough. Like, this little room is not fucking big enough. Like, this guy wants to run. He wants to run. I was like, he wants to jump, he wants to do stuff. He's going to break things. Like, and he did break things, which is, that's fine. That's cool. So I was like, we need something expansively big, as big as we can get our hands on. So obviously we kind of rented a space in Brooklyn because that's all, to get space of that size. And we called it Space because it was kind of like a play on needing more space in Brooklyn, or just in general. And also space is like, it's something in the ether that, up in space, kids talk about, oh, I want to go to space. And you're like, well, how the fuck are you going to get there, little kid? Like, jump on your rocket booster and go. Like, it's like, yeah, it's this bigger concept that people talk about space, but no one's really ever been. And then the word like space around you. So yeah, we built this indoor playground. And like you said, Samantha, it's not that specific. It's it's creative, but I designed it, so I don't quite know the words to explain, but it's simple but open, and there's no specific rules. It's not like we've built a little kitchen area where you have to go and be a kitchen person. It's like, it's just very, I'm not going to use the word vague, but it's very bold, simple, pared back, and I think thoughtful. And it was more that, witnessing lots of different kids at the park, and certainly having our first kid, and then second on the way was like no two kids are the same. And you don't want to build a space that's just niche, like a Ninja Warrior park, which are also great. We go there, different ones as well.
Yes.
Like some kids, I've witnessed kids at Ninja Warrior parks like sit in the corner, like huddled over because it's there's too many lights and it's too loud. And, then that poor kid is really struggling at that space. So is there a space we can build which, no, it doesn't appeal to everyone, but can try to appeal to lots of different types of kids? And kids might be going through different things at certain times. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
great.
Just needed something with a design aesthetic as well, because I was so underwhelmed by what I saw. Yeah.
CJ, one of the things that we talk about a lot on here is like time management. Everyone's busy in their own way. You feel like you're probably particularly pretty busy from what I see. And I'm so curious, like, you're in Australia, you're in Hong Kong, you're in Abu Dhabi. Like, how are you deciding who gets to come, which of the kids gets to come, how you're navigating your time as like a parent and running these successful businesses? Like, what does that look like for you?
I hate traveling. I hate it. I am a homebody. I hate going out. I cry every day. And I just it looks like we're having all this fun, but I'm like, I am miserable when I'm not with the kids. And it's weird. It's like you hate it when you're there because you're like, it's all too much. And then when you leave them, you're like, where are they? I need them. I miss it.
Yeah.
It's like Stockholm syndrome. It's like, anyway, it's so only recently has there been more travel as things grow and develop. But for the last 15 years, there hasn't been any travel. We've kind of just been like stagnant here. But when I go, I try and take a kid with me, but I can't just take a kid with me and work. I've got to bring my mum from Australia to come and help us. So it's a whole minefield of organizing just to get support on the other end because I'm still working there. It's horribly disorganized. How do I have so much time? I don't have more time than anyone else. I'm so tired all the time. We do have a team, so like there's people who I don't do all the work. Like, don't think that I'm the only one doing all the things. Like, no. We fortunately have a nanny who has baby Cleo at the moment, so we're kind of juggling. One's at daycare, one's at school, and then they'll be after school, and then someone picks them up, and then nanny has their no. And then there's a fucking public holiday on Monday. I'm like, fucking what?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Oh,
no. Don't get Sam started about the holidays. No. Your holidays in New York, you guys have like 25 extra days that no one else has off in the world.
Oh, kids, I'm like, woohoo, holidays now. Now when there's a Friday night, I get anxiety. Friday and Sunday, if it's the day before a holiday, forget it.
No, forget it.
Hate it.
Do you like integrating the kids into your work, though? Like, it feels like, does that feel like really natural to you? And like, do you like them seeing what you're up to and doing?
Doesn't feel natural, and no, I don't like it. But sometimes there'll be shit we have to do on the weekend. And so we're like, okay, let's all bring them in. So my husband and I work together, thankfully. So we're working together on space and all the other things. So one of us will all drag ourselves together or with all the kids and run around the studio and try and keep them entertained for like 10 minutes, and then the iPad comes out, you know, and then the baby can't focus on the iPad. So it's like, damn it, what do we do with that one?
No.
And then he'll work for it. It's just like, just when you think like we're cobbling it together so badly. Like, you guys must be like, oh my God, look at all these successful companies. I'm like, if you saw how we cobble this together, you'd be like, oh, they're just like us. Yeah, we're just like you. We are.
That's why I think it's amazing, CJ, that you're willing to say that. Because I think so many people have this like persona of like everything is like so glamorous and whatnot. But the reality is like being a mom is hard.
It's so hard. And do you know what? No matter how many nannies you have, we have one, but I can imagine the Kim Kardashians of the world, for example. No matter how many nannies or support acts you can put in place, you're still the mum. They want you. They want you.
100%.
Like, do you know, they want to sleep in our bed Like they want to, like it's mum that they want. So it's like you can try and siphon off as much as we can. And we do. Not for a second am I like, I'm a full-time mum and I cook and I clean and I work. I don't. Haven't cooked in a year and a half. And if we do cook, we're cobbling together some pasta badly.
Yeah.
Cleaning. You should see the walls in our houses. There's marker all over them. I don't have that's just how they are for now. Yeah, just all we do is focus on our kids and work. We have truly nothing outside of that. But you know how people are like, oh my God, what do you do? What do you do to relax? I'm like, fuck off. You mustn't be a parent, or like you must be too rich to ask that question. I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, especially here in New York City, CJ. My gosh.
Like, surely I've listened to you guys enough, so I know we're all on the same page, but it's just we are cobbling it together.
Okay, can I quickly though go on a 3-kid rant just because of the conversation? What was your 2 to 3 transition like?
Okay, so your 2 to 3 was harder, wasn't it?
Hard. So hard.
I want
like CJ, I'll be honest with you. With 2 kids, I still thought I was crushing it.
No.
And then 3 kids.
Lucy, you've got 2, hey?
I've got 2 and that's plenty. Like every time I hear about the 3, I'm like, that's not going to be my journey.
But I say this full-heartedly when I talk about my 3rd. It was exactly what I needed as a mom and a person. So I like myself better as a mom of 3 than a mom of 2, even though it nearly killed me.
You. So you must have had that harder jump from 2 to 3. The hard jump for us was 1 to 2. Our kids were 16 months apart. It was horrible because we went from having a break, and like hobby parenting, when people have 1 kid, I'm like, that's so cute for you. Like you are hobby parenting at this point, which is like not even parenting. Okay. It's like, do you know what I mean? You're still part of Harry Potter. Like, you know what I mean? You're not a muggle, but like you are, you know what I mean? Like it's hobby parenting, which is fine. Like parents of 1, you're doing a great job, but like it's different. Okay. It's different.
Yes.
2 kids, there's no fucking breaks. There's no breaks. No breaks. That's what
no one's tapping out.
Like, oh my God. Yeah, it's not like, hey, take it, and then I'll go for a little walk or like go for a little coffee. No. It's all hands on deck. So for me, going from 2 to 3 was like a little bit more of a lift. I explain it like 2 kids is 6 kids and 3 kids is 7. Yeah, so different from your experience, Sam. I'm sorry, but 3.
Yeah, but I think that's interesting because everybody has told me it's more about the age gap. So I didn't know your 2 were 16 months apart. And even one of my best friends in Charlotte, she only has 2, but they're 13 months apart.
I get it.
And she is like,
what's your gap?
3 years. So
it's still hard,
that bad.
But like
it was hard, but it wasn't, like he was self-sufficient enough when our, second came around.
One of my friends here, for example, she's just had her second and her son is 5, almost 6, and just had their little daughter. So I'm like, I imagine that gap's also difficult as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And my older one keeps asking for more, and I'm like, that's going to have to be a different family.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're going to have to join someone else for that. Yeah.
Someone else's family if you want more of those siblings. I apologize.
It's a lot.
I didn't realize your husband was one of 5 because that's my husband. And my husband is way more of a quiet soul. Like 5 was too much. Very clear to me, Sam, we have had too many kids already. 5 is not fun. But I'm like you. I'm one of 2. I only have a sister. And I would go to his house being like, this is so fun.
Yeah. We're the same, Sam. I go and observe his big family and it just seems like an absolute scream and an absolute right. And I'm like, I love it. But that's why for us, 3 is a lovely amount of chaos without dipping our toe into 4 or 5.
Yes.
Lewis and I are of the opinion that we spend so much energy on work if we were to go 4 or 5, which we're not going to, we're stopping at 3. It's like we're struggling with 3. Like it's a struggle every day. Like it's survival every day. And I'm like, I can't even envision more. Like truly. Yeah.
No. I mean, like I could kind of maybe for like 1 second, but only when they're older. But now, like I'm like, no.
I'm so curious. You grew up in Australia, right? Is that
yes?
Fair to say. Okay. What's your take on like US parenting versus Australian parenting? Are we as uptight as I think we are, or is it about the same?
I think it's about the same. From what I can sense from my it's just you're just in different areas. It just looks hard for everyone. my friends in Australia who've got kids and the parents that I'm friends with here, when you've got a kid in your house, it's hard. Kids are the same all around the world. Maybe we're lucky. Lucy, Samantha and I are in Brooklyn. Sam, can I call you Sam? I'm calling you
Yeah,
Sam.
of course.
Yeah, okay, cool. I think we're in a really lovely little pocket in Brooklyn, in Greenpoint, where things are kind of more chill. If we were to go down, if Lewis and I were to like insert ourselves into, name a fancy area in Brooklyn or Upper East Side, like down where the fancy people roll, I imagine it'd look a little different. But Brooklyn, Greenpoint gives very Australian vibes. Like when we're at the park, our park
That's
that
awesome.
we go to often, McGolrick Park, is just like really community vibes at the park. That is what I wanted for Space Club. We would go to the park so often to McGolrick. I was like, oh my God, the vibes are elite. I love coming to the park. I love taking the kids to the park. It was a thing I really looked forward to. And then when it came to winter, I really found myself getting a bit stressed. Anyway, so I was like, I wanted to somehow create that lovely community that we had at the park at an indoor space.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, I think it's very similar. I think kids are kids no matter where you are in the world. But Australia, you're just competing with the beach. You've got beaches and sunshine a lot of the year. So that's the difference, I guess. Yeah.
So as city kids, like, did you see that? Like, are you like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm raising city kids if you're from more of a beach town? Like, do you think you'll go back to Australia? Are you loving the city life?
Definitely go back to Australia, but it's just like every parent's doing their best. And I'm like, we're at the park every afternoon. Obviously not this ghastly winter, but it's like we're outdoors all the time. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you think city kids, like you think, oh, they must just be playing on like a little concrete ornament. No, like we're at the park a lot. Like is it a little dirtier than say the beach? Yeah, but like whatever. The kids are out and about doing stuff. Like, we're not doing, I don't even have any of the kids enrolled in any sport. No one does shit. Anything, not ballet, nothing. No one does anything extracurricular.
Okay, and that's a conscious decision?
Is it us just not really having the wherewithal to get our head around that? Probably. But then also we're just like big on just like aggressive amounts of play. I don't think it's particularly conscious. We're just like out doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? Just stuff,
But I think city kids, like I talk about so much to my friends who are like, what does your world look like? Because I just moved here 2 years ago. I don't think we'll be here forever. But I feel like for this age group, it's so magic because like even just yesterday, we were walking by something and it was like a sign out front about like free ice cream. And we were like, sure, let's go do that. Like my daughters are just like their play is sometimes just walking a mile home from school, but it's play in the sense that they're like jumping on the snow piles and they're like, I don't know, but like I don't think it's my forever, but for right now, it's like it kind of makes it a tad easier, believe it or not.
Well, truly, I mean, it's not in the suburbs of Indiana, you're not stumbling upon play. I think that's really the difference. You're driving, you're finding it, but it's also like structured play is after school sports. It's like travel sport. It's all these things that I'm not sure I'm entirely bought into yet. And so it's interesting hearing that perspective of like, you've formed your own path very specifically right now.
We just do complete play. We'll go to the playground. We'll go to we've got a tub bike, right? So like the kids sit in the front and we'll go to Whole Foods or wherever, and we're off getting whatever we're getting. And then we'll go to the swimming pool. Like the McCarran Park public pool is unbelievable. We go there every afternoon in the summer, every single day.
So do I. How have I not seen you?
Dude, no, we're there every day. Like it's insane. So it's like,
okay, I think we were the morning shift. I was there every day.
So you would have seen my mum and dad go with the kids in the morning shift. Okay, like let's reconvene this summer, okay?
Yes, I don't think I know your mom, but
No,
and
Judy,
is this the one where you can't? It's like pretty austere.
It's the best.
You can't take
you can't bring
in.
anything.
Yeah, it's very strict, but it's good. Like it's the rules are there.
I love it. I love it.
So I think raising kids. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Sam. Like kids, little kids. In Brooklyn, I can't speak to Manhattan, at this time is actually a dream. There's a really big, like I said, we have a nanny. So there's a really beautiful, lovely nanny community. You'll have seen them a lot at Space. You know what I mean? And even at the park. So there's a lot of overlap of faces. For years, you'll see a lot of the same faces and a lot of the kids and they grow up. I love it. I absolutely love it. We'll go to the park on the weekends and we'll just be chatting for hours with heaven knows who, and the kids know each other. Yeah, it's like It's like a little country town in Brooklyn. It's insane. Like, really, I can't speak more highly of it. We're very lucky.
I agree with you. And we stumbled upon this neighborhood, and I am like, I'm the happiest. Like, the fact that we found it here with 3 kids. I mean, I will say, I joke about the first time I moved here, the first couple of months, people would look at me and be like, "Are those all your kids?" Because a lot of people
didn't. Really?
Oh, yeah, because everyone is like 1 or 2 kids. But then I started to meet all these people in Greenpoint with 3 kids, and I almost feel like we should have this like special group because it's like, oh my God, you're one of 3.
Let's do it.
Thank
Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah,
there's
I agree.
more than what you think. But no, I'm thoroughly enjoying parenting. You know, I'm not a full-time parent, but the portions I do, we enjoy just roaming. Literally unstructured roaming. Like, will our kids know how to kick a soccer ball? Probably not. But like, fuck it. You know, like, are they particularly talented at anything? No. Also, do you know what's freaking hilarious? Kenny, her identity is ballet. She only wears ballet costumes. We've never done a ballet lesson. Never.
No.
Oh my God.
Never set foot in a ballet class. Truly.
That's
And we have like 20,
hysterical.
we have 20 different ballet dresses. Sparkly, little frills. Yeah. We've never done one class with any of the kids. We tried and it was a disaster, so we've never gone back.
CJ, I'm so curious because you have we talk to a lot of people that have done so many cool things in their careers and their career paths and whatnot. You've paved your own way. You've created this whole, I don't think that there's not a set career path for what you're doing. You're making it up as you go and have been so successful. How do you think about that with kids? How do you think about what do you impart on them? What do you, as they think about what they want to do, how would you encourage them given your own experience?
That's tricky because what my parents did for my sister and I think we are indebted to them forever. They were so involved in everything we did. We did a lot of sport. Mum gave up everything to take us to the swimming lessons and the ice skating and the gymnastics. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Also, we're going to do that for them. Once again, I said we don't really do any extracurricular sports yet. Ellis is 5. We'll probably start up next year. So, we're just going with the flow. Yes, the world is changing quickly in that if they are leaning towards being highly academic and they are showing a lot of interest in academia, they may want to go into being a doctor or whatever that may look like. Lewis's whole family are doctors, so that may be something they're interested in. If they're not, they may pursue. There's so many things you can do in the world that may not require a degree.
Yeah.
And if degree is the thing that they are looking like they want to focus on, we'll be there to support. But if there is no interest in that, they will not have. I will not be there with a bat making them do it.
Yeah.
But I think that the overall thing that we impart, well, I guess we will impart and we do is you can't get rid of the hard work. If you're not going to go to uni, that's fine. But goddamn, you're going to be working hard at something. You know what I mean? So there's can't escape the work. You cannot escape the work. So if they're going to be little lazy shits, I'm going to stamp them right out the door. But Lewis and I are not particularly academic. So if, and what are the chances we get 3 super academic children? And I'm like, shit, I can't help you. But you know what I mean? You just don't know. You just don't know what you're going to get. We've got a 1-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old. We're just observing. We're just
I love
let's see how this plays out,
But I love that the common denominator, no matter which way they go, is hard work. I think that
100%.
is so critical.
Yeah.
To impart early, honestly.
Yeah, we're hard workers. My parents are hard workers. Lewis's parents are hard workers. And there's no escaping that. If you're going to go and do a trade, if you're going to go and build, if you go and chop wood, whatever the hell it is we want to do, that's fine. But just work really hard at it. You don't need to be stuck inside a book. I didn't like books. I didn't particularly like school. I didn't do particularly well. I don't have a degree, Yeah, we'll see. We'll let this play out a little longer.
That's cool.
I feel so similar because my mom and dad raised us if I didn't get an A, there was something wrong. I was so tunnel vision about school. I really wasn't given that opportunity. And I love my mom and my dad, the way they raised me. It worked out great. Anyway, I have these children who I don't know either. I have my sweet little older one who's so smart, but the other day she looked at me and she goes, I got in trouble today. And I was like, what happened? She goes, well, I was just daydreaming because I was so bored. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what were you thinking about? And she told me this whole story that she was doing. And finally, I guess the teacher had to go, Isla. And I was like, I am so proud of you, but I don't want to celebrate that. But I'm also like, gosh, I'm so happy that I'm not tunnel vision of like, you have to get an A. Like, I want to support you.
This is hilarious. This is like the exact conversation we were called in by the teachers on Monday, and they're like, yo, Ellis will just be like daydreaming with his finger up his nose for 10 minutes and we really struggled to get him back. And I'm like, yeah, because his classroom is hot and it's a bit tiny and this guy is built to run. Of course you're not going to get his full attention. And they're like, do you have any tips and tricks? I'm like, take him outside and let him run around the block 10 times and you will have his full attention. But you can't do that. Like, anyway, so sorry, I get it. Like, I want to say, I get it, little man. Like, school's going to be really hard for you, maybe. Well,
and that's where, like, I struggle as a mom because I was a teacher and I believe in the system, but I also have learned that it's very specific. It's for a square and a square and a square peg. And I have my sweet little middle child who, I don't know if you heard, she's the one that got her foot caught at the school. And that's why there's caution tape. Like, she's my climber and like, she can't sit still for 5 seconds. So anyway, it's just like fascinating as parents, like how we live, how we still make them buy into that hard work and do well, but also let them be themselves. I don't know. I think it's a challenge. It's a real.
You absolutely are putting into words something I would struggle to articulate. But I think without Lewis and I being like pretty like strict about this aspect, we just want them to be not stand out in any way, or they might stand out and be amazing at something, but they're just like, they're just gonna finish school, get it done, get it done. You don't need to be insanely good. They might, like I said, they might be, but just you have to go to school, just get it done. And then when you're 18, we'll figure it out. Okay. Like we'll figure out we'll already know what you are, but let's figure it out together. Cause I'm like, just get that schoolwork done to say you've done it. And if for whatever reason you're just not going to get there, that's fine. We'll figure it out. But like, just get it done, get through it. Not be
a kind person and a hard worker, and that is going to get you really, really far.
Yeah, like Lewis and I were just pretty run-of-the-mill kids at school. Really run-of-the-mill, truly. And only since we've finished school and fallen short in other things in our lives and fucked up in this, and like, are we doing the thing that potentially we were always meant to do? But, you know, like we just were really average at school.
Yeah.
Really run-of-the-mill. You know, and that's fine. Like, you know.
Yeah. Totally fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah, and I've learned to give up a little bit of control with kids, as you do when you get a kid in your house. It's like you want them to do one thing and they're going to do the opposite. You're like, little fucking shit, do it. But you're just like, that's not going to help with anything. You know what I mean? It's like you can spend all your energy. No. And it's like, no, they're just going to, you know, so yeah. I've hit a level of zen I never thought I would have as a parent, certainly with 3, but just being like, okay, like our kids are just this is how we roll. I think my mum gets a little frustrated with our style of parenting. It's a little bit more hands off and not as like, you know, and they're like, that's why they misbehave. I'm like, yeah, probably. But like, oh well, you know, like, it's because we're not super intense with them, you know?
Yeah.
Same. Okay, well, I have a quick little like rapid fire, but Luce, did you want to ask like the end question that we always love to ask maybe, or anything else?
Okay, I'm going to change up our last little question because I think you've already spoken to it, CJ, but I would be curious your thoughts. So we had a guest on recently who talked to us about like where you put your energy, and you've actually talked about energy quite a bit, and basically coaching us on like not everything has to get your best energy, and like some things like inherently you're gonna have to get mediocre energy. And I've been thinking about that a lot recently, and like what is okay with getting mediocre energy. So I'm curious, where would you say you're like good with mediocre energy?
You guys, like, where do you guys put energy? Like, okay, I'll answer the question, but like genuinely, like, what do you guys do mediocre?
I would say for me personally, it's how I feed my children. Not in the sense that I buy crappy food, but like my kids have buttered toast and carrot sticks for dinner a lot because I hate cooking.
Yeah.
I also feel very mediocre and like the similar of like the energy. Like I've started to pull back on activities. I don't care what my kids wear to school every day. Like I think high energy is like this podcast. I do like to work out every day because I need Zen.
Yeah.
3 or 4 friends that I deeply care about that I will put in any energy to have that conversation. But like all of the other stuff, like if the kid is fighting me on a homework packet, we don't do it. Like I don't
Yeah.
have the energy for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I have like 3 or 4 high things. And then now the rest of it is just kind of like mediocre. I don't know.
What
I
about
think
you?
mine's interesting, CJ, because you talked about activities and whatnot. And I think in where we live, being in certain activities, participating in like certain clubs, whatever, is like really, really important. And like people talk about it a lot. I have just not been able to find the energy to put into that for my kids. I never know when signups are for certain things. Like we almost always miss them. I have 2 friends that I go to for every question as it relates to how do I submit a doctor's note to school? No clue. I don't know. I haven't like taken the energy to figure that out. So I'm just going to ask a question. When are soccer signups? No clue, because they're like, if you don't get in the first 3 minutes, you don't get it. But like, I never know. So like, those are just the things I've decided, like, I can't, to Sam's point, I have a lot of places I'm putting a lot of high energy, and that just isn't the thing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. So
good for you. I think that's smart. For us, there's a lot of, unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not sure, there's a lot of areas we don't put a huge amount of energy into. Clothes, our kids look homeless all the time. Ellis has, for the last 6 to 8 months, he only wears white, all white, top to toe, all white. It takes out, he's very inspired by my mum. My mum's a very chic lady who keeps her whites white. Ellis is a boy. No,
Brooklyn.
The whites aren't white, but that's okay.
He has various shades of disarray all day, every day. So he only wears white. Kenny only wears ballet. And they're also stained with heaven knows what else. I don't put any effort into their hair because they always cry. So they look deep. They look like they just got out of bed, homeless a little bit. And they've usually got like some type of chip up their nose, because the hill I will not die on is healthy eating. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we will throw a veggie in here and there, but like 90% of the time, no. If they're like chips, I'm like, you know what? I feel like a chip. Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. So like we'll have, if the kids are just not eating dinner, I'm like, great, we'll have a bucket of yogurt, or I'll slice up some apples, or you can have some type of treat. Like I will not die on the hill of healthy eating. Their diet is horrible, but they're eating something.
Yeah.
And that's cute. We just put like just a bit of a, to show that we're trying. In their lunchbox, we'll just put like an apple, not cut, just a full apple, just to show, just a gesture of fruit and vegetables.
And do they send home what they don't eat, or does it get tossed so you never have to like wonder whether or not?
Sometimes it's a full lunchbox, sometimes it's all gone, but like a gesture of a full apple. And if we even have the fruit in the house, we'll throw some grapes in, a little bit bruised, but like grapes.
Try.
Usually it's pre-packaged gumph.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny because the Space Club cafe is very like green and clean. And I'm like, goodness gracious, if you saw our house, you'd be like, what is this horror show? Yeah, like I don't cook and I don't clean. I don't know how to cook. I'm not very good at it.
Oh, same.
Clean the house. It's messy all the time. We have a cleaner who comes once a week. Praise be. Yeah, there's a lot we don't do particularly well with the kids. But what we do, we just play. We do a lot. No, not play. I'm not like one of those parents who's like consciously playing.
No.
Because that's lame. We're just like out and about doing stuff. Like I'm always angry at them. I've always got a short temper with them. Always. Always. All right. So I'm out playing with them, but always angry. I'm like, shut that, do that. Like, and then they'll take their shirts off at the park. I'm like, oh my God, is this allowed? Is this illegal? Like what, just.
It's
tarps
beautiful.
off.
It's literally
my son
like,
loves to be shirts off. Always.
Yeah.
So good. Okay. I know we're coming to an end, but can I ask you really quickly, is that like, you said you've become Zen. Were you like, have you always had this chill?
No,
okay.
No.
Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful how we've gotten older and better? Like, it's beautiful.
I don't think I've gotten more Zen. I don't, Sam,
No,
I don't think I've...
No, Lucy,
but like you've gotten older and better. Like you've gotten, like you just, older is better. Like you care
Older
less.
is better. I do agree with that.
You've done good about carrying less loose. You're very, you know what you want loose. Like you go out, like I don't, better.
But Zen is not it. So CJ, I'm grateful you have that.
Also, I'm not Zen. I'm not Zen. Zen to me is someone who like drinks green smoothies and like journals in the morning and like gets a full 8 hours sleep. I'm like, that's so cute. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not Zen. I'm freaking highly strung and tired all the time. But like, I'm just like I said, if the kids are like, oh my God, we've just finished the block of chocolate. I'm like, oh, well, like obviously don't eat the block of chocolate before bed. But I'm like, I'm not going to make you vomit it up. So just enjoy that. Enjoy that. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
let's do these rapid fire just for fun because you're so fun. Coffee, tea, or matcha?
Coffee.
Favorite color? I'm so interested.
Black.
Do you text note or voice note?
Text. Like voice notes are for don't get me started. Text.
Oh no. Oh
please.
No. Okay, I don't want to.
Don't send me a voice note. I won't listen. Go on.
Sam loves a voice note.
I love language. Okay. I heard somebody.
Oh, just call me up and come. Go on.
I heard somebody recently say voice notes are for people who want their own podcast, and I was
That's funny.
Okay. The first thing I do when I wake up is
get kicked in the.
Yeah. Okay. I don't leave my house without
my iPhone.
Yeah. Art makes me feel
bold.
Ooh.
The season of my life right now feels
overwhelming.
Okay, great. Because when I feel overwhelmed,
I come to work because it's a break.
Yeah. Okay. Right now I'm craving more
structure, but that's unrealistic. Yeah.
The most unexpected joy of motherhood is
loving those kids way more than I thought I ever would have.
I love that.
Obviously you're going to love them, but like, I was like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm just a mom. But like, I'm like, no. I love them. Not all the time, not on a Sunday afternoon. No. Don't get that confused. Sundays are different.
Sunday afternoons are tough.
No.
It's a tough stretch for every parent.
Afternoon out of it. Okay, that's not so. But I love them.
Monday morning, we love our kids. Love our kids.
Have a great week at school.
But then I miss them. But then I miss them on the Monday. Yeah. You can't win. Yeah.
No.
It's horrible.
Oh my gosh.
It's just it's so hard.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. This was so fun.
Like I said this before, but it's so lovely listening to the two sides when you guys have and you're clearly great friends and you're doing very different things. And it's so interesting listening to you both talk. Really, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Well done.
Have a wonderful rest of your week.
Sam, I'll see you around.
Pick up maybe. Yeah.
Around. Yeah.